Okie dokie. It's that bat time. It's that bat channel.
Okay.
It is. You can deny it if you want, but it's not going to change the reality. We're going live here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cue YouTube. Hello, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hope you're in. What? I don't. What?
Nothing.
What? What?
It's been a long day.
It has been a long day.
It's been a long day.
What's up, kids? I hope you guys are ready for another exciting and soon-to-be classic edition of the Homestead Network's Tech Talk Thursday with Big Family Homestead, and the crowd goes wild. What?
Nothing.
I-
Absolutely nothing, honey.
Come on,
I'm
crowd. You guys
I'm
are
tired,
you guys have
man.
got to go wild.
Yeah,
Give us some crowd wildness out there.
please.
Help us to stay awake here. It's
Right.
been a long day.
Yeah, it has been a very long
Let me
day.
get that out of the way. We got no crowd wildness.
Eh,
It's that one of those kind of days.
yeah.
Well, we plan on trying to bring some awesomeness to your Thursday night, regardless of whether you're tired or not. Regardless of whether I'm tired or not. I'm tired. Or not.
Yeah.
Or not.
I am.
There we go. There,
There,
Anita, thank
Anita
you.
got it. She's
Thank
got
you.
it.
Thank you, Anita. Didn't leave me out here hanging on my own. So here's the deal, guys. You guys know that normally homesteading is kind of our thing. And but I have a background in media and computer stuff and video and blah 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 blah.
And I don't.
She doesn't.
No, not at all.
That's actually not a joke. That's true.
That's straight up true. I can get my email.
It's because you have a Mac. And
Yes, because I
Macs
can
are-
plug it in and it
Macs
just
are-
works.
Macs are for special people. Ooh.
I wouldn't say that too much. I really wouldn't.
Well, I build my own machines. Whatever.
Hey,
So-
wait. I've helped you build those machines.
You mean drive us together to the computer
I don't
store? That
drive
does not
us.
count.
I drive with.
That doesn't
Wait a
count.
minute. No, I helped
No.
you. Okay, the parts that you can't reach with your big old fists.
I get a
can-
screwdriver.
No. I can put them
Taking
in. I can get my little
credit where
hands.
credit is not due. I thought more of you, hon. I did. So anyway,
Okay, this is so not worth it. I'm outta here.
we have quite the list today, and it's multi-page list, guys. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Is that like for the whole month?
No, for today.
Seriously?
It's a list.
Holy cow.
It's even typed. Look at that.
Wait, I printed that though.
Yeah, I didn't type it. I don't actually. Typing is really, really bad for me.
No.
I'm not a good typist. But what I thought we would talk about, guys, I saw some different articles online and on the concept, on the topic of starting a YouTube channel, things you should know before you start, and / or things that you may want to reconsider if you've been doing it a while. So like either the basic beginning things, these are the things I should really consider that will help you start better, or if you've already started going at it, stuff that you may want to reconsider, maybe some of the angles you're taking on it.
Okay.
So that said, this is a compilation of 10 tips or suggestions, whatever you want to call it, from not just myself, but marketing genius people online and some other YouTube folks. I just kind of compiled the ones that I thought were really, really good, that made the most sense. And they're not necessarily in any one specific order, but they do kind of follow a pattern. There's some big ones in the beginning that you really, really do have to analyze why you would be wanting to do this or not. And then there's some that kind of just tickle the fancy, if you will. They're fancy ticklers. What are you going to do? So here we go. Little bit of liquid. So if you are considering a YouTube channel, or you're already doing one and you kind of just want to recap, what do you guys think would be the number one thing that they said in this list? And I actually agree with this. This is one of the ones that I say definitely, if not in the top 5, it needs to be. Would you agree with that one?
Yeah. Yeah, I would
Okay.
agree with that. Yeah, what is the... Yeah.
Yep.
I almost said it out loud.
I know. Good evening, Simply Seven. Pyong. So, what would you say out there in YouTube land is probably either way at the high top of the list, or no, USA Kiwi, why you would want to start a YouTube channel?
Mm-hmm.
Right there. I agree with them. What is the reason that you want to do it? Have you really thought about it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are you doing it as a hobby? Or are you doing it as assistance? Like, I know a lot of church people will start a YouTube channel to try to teach some of their tech people how to do the mixing console for the audio guys, or the microphones, or the this or the that, or how to do the video, and they'll do those things as tutorials.
Mm-hmm.
Other reasons that you may want to start a YouTube channel. Maybe you have a unique perspective on a certain topic.
Yep.
And those things will get you through a lot of dry times. And I see that Tommy Alderman's here. Hey, Tommy. I would wager that he'll agree that once you've started making videos and you've been there for quite a while, you know, I don't know how many videos Tommy has, but we're coming up on 1,000 videos.
Insane.
And there was a long time that I did a video every day, every day. And that's just how it was. And sometimes I would do more than one video if I just thought that the content was interesting. But then you get into these spots after you've been making content for quite a while, that you get into these dry patches where you're going, well, geez, I got to keep going, but you know, people like this, but I'm kind of feeling like I don't have anything good to say. And if you'll revert to step one,
mm-hmm.
that will help you with a lot of creativity. Mm-hmm. And if you kind of just, you know, after you've been making things for a while and you keep coming back, you're going to, if you can re-answer that question and say, yeah, this is still why I do it, then I think you'll be a lot further off, and you'll get those creative boosts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hope's Homestead saying, I'm there. Mm-hmm. Tommy's agreeing. Yep. Because that's the thing. If you have a reason to do it, no one's going to have to talk you into it.
Right. Right.
So, number 2. Now, a little practical. What do you think number 2 would be? You need to answer to yourself before you'd even start making it, or you're revisiting why you're doing it at all.
Yeah. So the first one is why. Why do you want to start a YouTube channel? Second one is...
Drum roll, please. Hello. Hi. Hi again, Hope's Homestead. So here you go. Doing a daily vlog causes me to be stressful. We don't have any interesting life.
Yeah.
Who is my audience? Tommy Alderman says. That is an excellent call, and it is one of the top 10 that these geniuses of the interweb have chosen to put in there. But the second one that they say, and I think I might agree with it. I think I might agree with Tommy more. But the second one that they say is, what will you make your videos about?
Yeah. Bizarrizza Jizza said, what kind of video content?
Right.
So that's...
And they're basically saying here the possibilities are endless. Mm-hmm. And I agree with that. But by the same token, I think number 3 and number 2 are actually interchangeable. And Tommy hit on that. What's the niche that you're most interested in? There, bam, right there. What is the niche you're actually interested in? Now, here's the thing. Everything has been done under the sun, right? There's nothing new. There's no new song. They just kind of record them in a different way. They change the chords up. There's nothing new. There's no real new great... We're all doing the same kind of stuff. However, you guys know my opinion is that the internet is a massive place, mm-hmm. and that you will connect with an audience in a special way that they really like you for one reason. Even though you may be doing the same kind of video that I'm doing, maybe your thing is gardening. Well, we have gardening videos, but we're not nearly as good at gardening as say a M.I. Gardener.
Yeah.
We're not nearly as good at gardening as Tommy at the Alderman Farms.
Right.
We do have specific niches that we're really, really good at. But regardless, people are going to watch your content because they just plain like it. It's like a band, you know. Um, nobody can tell you why you like Elvis. You just do.
Right.
Nobody tells you why you like Coldplay. You just do. And so even though we may be making the same content, people are going to like you based on you. Now, that being said, there are several niches that you can be the absolute go-to guy or gal in. For example, Dirt Patch Heaven has done a lot of the stuff with the loom, actually making clothes by spinning on the loom. She's kind of gotten away from that recently, but that was definitely her thing, was goats and how to make clothing right out of scratch. And so even though her big shell was homesteading, she was really, really specifically known for those kind of things in there. What would you say now? Wrangler Star, obviously, he's got the whole tools and high quality, you know, craftsmanship kind of thing, making stuff with his own hands, and the firefighting thing. So he's got that kind of niche inside the niche as well. Other channels, who would you say has like a specific? Well, M.I. Gardner's.
Yeah, M.I. Gardner's. He's really informative on the gardening, all aspects of gardening. I learned the other day. I learned how to prune the fruit trees, which we've got to get done before spring. Before spring hits.
Well, it is spring here, pretty much, even though it's supposed to be snow on the ground.
Right. It's February and
it's getting scary because there's buds on all our fruit trees.
Yeah.
And if we get a late frost, it's nighty-night.
We won't have any blooms again this year.
So another niche inside a niche, just in the homesteading, is Permaculture Homestead. He has a lot of information that I think is very, very overlooked and very underrated. His channel is very chock full of really, really great content. And but just figure out those three things. Well, first of all, why do you even want to do it? Because if you don't really have a reason, then when you hit those dry spots, it's going to be much, much harder to just plow through. Number two, what will you make your videos about? And number three, is that the niche you're really interested in? And if you don't have one, think about creating one.
Right.
For example, let's see, Empty Hammock. He's a channel on the Homestead Network, and Barry, he is a filmmaker. And so even though he does homesteading kind of things and home repair things, he's putting his skills as a videographer to making some really fun, entertaining content. And Eric over at Life and Farmland, his thing is he's really, really knowledgeable about firewood. But I would challenge you too. He's a really good filmmaker.
Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't have $1 billion, guys. He's just got some regular cameras, but he gets the right shots. He waits for the right lighting. You know. And so yada yada yippee skippy. Are there any questions so far?
I haven't seen any questions. Kate Clackers had said something I thought was interesting. Hold on a minute. Let me find it.
Well, here's one.
Go ahead.
When you all started out, did you find yourself making more videos than you originally planned? Question mark. The amount of videos made, are they the ones spurred off by the amount of viewers? We'll get to that.
Yeah.
J0 is his own niche.
Yeah,
that is true.
He really is. Kate Clacker said it's really fake when people try to make it interesting instead of just being real. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, and you know what? There's some degree of showmanship in all of it. I mean, you can't just be boring.
Right.
But I know she's not saying that. Or he, is it Clackers? I don't know if it's a he or a she.
Oh, I don't know.
But there's still an element of trying to engage your audience. Yeah.
Any channel recommendations for beekeeping?
Channel recommendations for beekeeping. Who's that Australian guy? Oh,
I don't know.
He's good. I can't think of his name right now. Let's see. Be yourself. I guess the point is just be yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Right now, I'm a little down tempo, a little low key. Sorry about that. Not bringing my A game. You're getting a B game tonight.
Yeah. It's been a. Oof,
the power of the niche. If you try to reach everyone, you'll end up reaching no one. I agree.
628. Oh, sorry, 628 Dirt Rooster.
Yep, 628 Dirt Rooster.
Yeah.
Yep. Off-Grid Nation. You know, as much as I love Tommy, he's not what I would call the expert beekeeper yet. Just yet.
Not yet.
He can be. Yeah. He absolutely can be.
Funny.
All right, guys. Okay, here we go. We're going to go ahead and go on to the point number 4, they say. They say, and this is a compilation. And actually, I think this is a really critical point to make early in the list. And that, what audience are you trying to target?
Ooh.
What audience are you targeting? You see, here's the thing. The content that I make, that we make, that the family makes, is not going to be the content that the crowd of PewDiePie consumes. The content that we make is not the kind of content that, say, Casey Neistat's group would embrace. Or hip hop videos, or any of those like makeup tutorial videos. It's we know what our boundaries are, and
and we know who our audience is.
Yes.
So I mean, if we put out something that
they respond like,
oh yeah, no, we wouldn't do that because we know who our audience is.
Well, and that's the thing. That's one of the cool things about YouTube, is that the analytics that they give you guys on the back end of the site, you know exactly who's watching your videos, where they're watching from, whether they're male or female, how long they're watching them, where they stopped, you know, all this manner of data collection, really, and you know specifically what videos they're responding to. Our best videos are our cooking videos, and then frugal living videos, and then our vlogs. Yeah. In that order. Yeah. They're consistently in our top 20. And that's kind of crazy, because you can even see, well, like they watched X amount of minutes of this every month, and they lived in this country. The data is unbelievable, but you know who's watching your content, and you know when you've got a bomb. You know you've got something good too, because they'll respond. Yeah. What?
I'm reading what Roy wrote. Wait, you mean you guys aren't about to break out in some hardcore hip hop dancing? Well, drat. LOL.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we don't dance. He's a musician. We don't dance.
Bizarizza Jizza says, I like you guys better than PewDiePie. I never watched a video of his. Now, and that is thank you. The reason is I think we understand our crowd. Our crowd is a little bit spread further than the average homestead crowd, because we do everything from food videos, which not a lot of them do. Some do, some don't. All the way to vlog videos, which not a lot of them do, just because for whatever reason people have liked our dynamic, in that we're just weird together, and that's probably because I was raised by wolves. No. Romulus, Remus, anyone?
No.
Anyone? No, we just kind of know what boundaries we have, and we can't go too much outside them. For example, I haven't made videos in probably about 4 days. I've been doing some extra work around with a friend of the family who's offered me some web design work, and I've been doing that, so I haven't had time. But where is that device? Is it on the ground right there? Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize you needed it.
From time to time, I'll do a review video. But only if it's something that I think applies to the homestead, and only something that I think that would actually value you guys. Because, you know, there's certain things that like people want to send you, and it's like, this would be great to get this thing for free, but it doesn't apply to my channel in any way. And I think that if you do too much of that kind of stuff, people will get turned off, and they'll be like, what is this? Is this just, you know, QVC? I don't want to watch QVC.
Yeah, no, it's not.
But this device, it's kind of cool. They mailed me one of these things. It's one of those booster charger, you know, start your car. And this thing's like 3 pounds. And supposedly this will start our big old van. 15 passenger van. And I've been kind of hesitant. I was really hesitant to have them mail that because I wanted to make sure it fit in with our vibe.
Yeah.
And seeing that, you know, the prepper thing, the fringe of the prepper thing is in our wheelhouse, I feel like this can kind of be justified, but I never want to do too much of that stuff just because
Right.
I don't want to lose our core people.
Right.
So when you're considering your channel, consider what audience you're targeting because you can turn people off real fast. Mm-hmm. And I have done that in the past. Well, I'll tell you what. Okay, there's this one video I did probably about a year and a half ago. We were still pretty, we were a smaller channel. I think we were around 5,000 subs or something that was still considered, you know, smaller, right? And I did this spoof on prepper products of the year. And so I made like a fake J-Null t-shirt out of old white t-shirt and like duct tape that just said J-Null 0 on it. And I made it like a spoof commercial. Yeah. For the mere low price of $29.95, you can have this, blah, blah, blah.
Right, right.
And I had a BC truck bacon thing. And I just basically picked out all the stereotypes of the channels of the ones that I liked.
Yeah. And
I cleared it with everybody in advance. But I kid you not, we lost 50 subs on that video because people thought I was being serious.
Yeah, they couldn't take a joke.
They thought I was picking on J-Null 0. I'm like, who in their right mind would pick on J-Null 0? That's not a good place to be in life.
Right, yeah.
You know?
But wait, there's more.
Exactly.
Oh, see, All Things Good says, I'm glad you did the Echo fan for the wood burner heater. I got one, and because of it, I love it.
Yeah. But that fits into the whole homesteading thing.
Right.
But I have a tendency to be too goofy, I think. And sometimes that turns people off.
No. Really?
Well, you know, it is what it is. Growing up on the stage, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the thing when it comes to that. You just got to be very careful and understand that, well, first of all, you're never going to please everybody. You got to come at it this way, okay? Mm-hmm. You're never going to please everybody, but you do have to really, really put your finger on the pulse of your crowd. Know who your crowd is, mm-hmm. because they will tell you. Say it and so, Ethel. Yeah, your crowd will tell you. All you got to do is look in your analytics, mm-hmm. and they will very clearly tell you what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong.
Oh yeah, it's really funny.
So, I thought the video was funny, and I cleared it with everybody at first.
Oh yeah, J-Null thought it was funny.
He thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that down. Sometimes Brad is goofy. What's up, Big Bear?
Sometimes.
What's up there, Big Bear Homestead? He did a funny thing. We've just been talking about the do's and don'ts, the top 10 list of stuff that you consider before you get a YouTube channel and what you might reconsider as you've been going along. And he used to do a bit with his fried squash. He did this fried squash character where he would rap, and they have hats and stuff, and they really engage a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And I actually, in conversations with them, I don't remember why they stopped doing that. You can explain. I
don't know.
You can explain, Big Bear.
I don't know.
I know it was a lot of work, because it was a ton of work, because they literally wrote the raps. Mm-hmm. He would have to learn all this stuff, and they would have to act it out while they were singing and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I think I have a fried squash shirt. Yes, I do. I have a fried squash shirt.
Yep.
Just going to do yoga.
No, you just got done doing yoga.
Oh. So, okay.
That's funny.
Number 5 on the genius marketing gurus of the interweb of what you should consider before you start a YouTube channel and / or revisit after you've done it for a little while. I think this is one to consider, but not nearly as much as I probably wouldn't even put this on the list, but they did. And so that is number 5 is, are other YouTubers serving this audience? Are other YouTubers serving this audience? And they're basically saying that, hey, you got to know your audience. You got to have a niche. And if your market is flooded, you're going to be in for a lot of competition.
Right, right.
There's where I disagree with it. Because, like I said, guys, how many people are on, YouTube every day? How many hundreds of millions?
Oh, yeah, it's countless. I mean, it's and like you said earlier, not everybody is going to like every channel.
Yeah.
It's everybody has their likes and dislikes of personalities and attitudes of the people who are on that channel.
Yeah, because the thing is this, it's so big, and there's constantly, you got to think too, there's constantly a revolving door.
Mm-hmm.
There are always new people coming into the YouTube world,
Mm-hmm.
and there are always people that are cycling out.
Yep.
There's always people that are taking a break. Maybe they don't watch the channels they used to, and they went on in their life for a while.
Right.
And then they come back, and then they rediscover your channel or whatever. And I think that is a discouragement, to be honest, because there are so many people out there who have such a voice that could really, really resonate with a community or really resonate with a certain people group, and they are not doing it because they think, oh, well, there's a billion different gardening videos out there. Yeah, so what? Make 1,000,000,001. Yeah. Bring it on. Because you know what? What happens is always this. The people that are going to find their niche, they're going to figure out real quick if they're really, really, really scaled down, they'll have a small crowd, but they'll be a faithful crowd. Mm-hmm. Those people will be a faithful crowd. And the channels that kind of weed their way up to the top, they're okay, good, great, grand. There's a spot for everybody at the table.
Everyone likes channels in the same niche for different reasons. I tend to not like super serious people. Just found your channel the other day, and the goofy of you guys appeals to me. Well, thank you,
Barbara. Well, Barbara, you're in the right place.
I'm so glad you like our craziness. Well, and, Jason said something a few minutes ago that, there are so many different gardening styles. No, not everybody's going to do gardening the same, so it really...
Well, and I find that people will go and watch videos in phases. And by that, what I mean is this. We used to watch YouTube only with one thing in mind, and that was to learn a topic, to consume everything there was about a topic. Mm-hmm. If I wanted to build, say, a 12-volt DC generator out of a car alternator to back up our solar, which I have done, and it's awesome, mm-hmm. I will consume every bit of those videos. It doesn't matter to me who did it. I mean, I'll give each one like 5 seconds to convince me that I could stick around. But we used to do that kind of watching where it was like, I want to learn everything there is to know about gardening tomatoes. I don't care whose channel it is. Yeah. We're going to learn how to garden tomatoes.
Right. I did the same thing when I was learning how to milk a goat. Mm-hmm. I watched, and that was something that really irritated me about YouTube, because I watched probably 30 or 40, tried to watch 30 or 40 different goat milking videos, and they were all terrible.
Well, the quality does leave something to be desired in our genre.
It was really challenging.
It's getting a lot better.
It is getting a lot better, yes.
But then we went from that kind of watching to entertainment watching.
Yes.
We kind of just stopped when we got like our basic homestead skill set mm-hmm. down. Mm-hmm. Whenever you needed something new, you'd go and watch it. But then we started watching for entertainment.
Right.
And then we started doing this. Mm-hmm. And then that changed even more. And we were watching for like-minded individuals so that we could start to kind of grow a community. Mm-hmm. So then we were watching for people that might not be, I don't know, bat nuts crazy, who were in our genre.
Oh, wait, but we are.
Yeah, I guess we could be considered.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing. Like, Alderman Farms, I found mm-hmm. YouTube videos showing me exactly the same model. Right. I kid you not. In the last 3 months, I've fixed 3 things on my car that I just typed in the make, model, year, and what was wrong, and it was exactly that video.
Yep.
But the point is, guys, Do not get discouraged. I throw number 5 off of their list.
Yeah, that's not.
Don't get discouraged.
No, don't get discouraged, because there's always people who are going to like your videos.
Well, yeah, and some people like the serious folks, and some people don't, and that's okay. Trust me, I get my fair share of comments from probably very angry older folks who just don't understand my kind of humor. Or here's my favorite one. This one happens all the time. I've been on stage for most of my life, you know, on bands and record deals and flying everywhere and blah 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 blah. Mama's not like that. She's not like the I'll jump around on stage and entertain you. She's the behind the scenes, just leave me alone.
Yes. I'll sell you product.
At least once a week, I get an email of somebody who's ticked off because I do all the talking, when she doesn't want to do any of it.
Okay, you know the movie Madagascar? It's the Smile and Wave Boys. That's me. The penguins.
But some folks think that I'm just like totally talking over her when she doesn't want to do it at all.
Nope, I don't.
So all that to say, guys, don't get discouraged. There is an audience out there. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Yeah.
For those of you who know Finding Nemo, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
You know, and you were saying about the watching YouTube for entertainment. I have been watching a lot of YouTube videos on how to crochet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've learned.
But that's become your entertainment.
That has become my entertainment, where I'm learning how to crochet different patterns. I made some really cool baskets the other day. I was pretty happy about those.
And you know, our daughter Claire, she's a teenager. She watches some channels that drive me insane. But she enjoys them, and she'll watch these like 20-minute vlog videos, guys, where it's literally them just talking about doing the dishes.
Or folding laundry.
No Scout's honor.
Oh my gosh.
But guess what? There is.
Oh, you do not skim through them, Claire. She's in the other room.
My point is, if there's a market for videos that are 20 minutes long on someone doing their laundry, you have a place. We all have a place.
Yeah.
Ignore number 5. We're going to move on.
Exactly.
Number 5. No.
Drop in the pond. Okay.
Yep.
I'll look that one up. Thank you, Amanda.
Okay. Their number 6, I think, is something that you should consider before you start a YouTube channel. And if you do already have one, I think that you may want to rethink what you're doing. Depends on where you're at. Now, here it is. Number 6, they say, how often do you plan to upload videos? How often do you plan to upload new videos? Once a week, twice a week, once every 2 weeks? That may change depending on how fast you are in creating these videos. Now, you really do need to consider that it's a lot of work to make a good video. If you're not a professional videographer, and let's say you've got an okay camera, like either a nice iPhone or maybe a GoPro, and you're going to make a video on, say, I don't want to say cooking videos because they take longer. How to trim a fruit tree.
Okay.
You're going to make a video on how to trim a fruit tree, okay? That means that if you're the on-camera talent, then you got to have a good tripod. Because you got to have somebody's got to hold the camera, right? If not, you got to solicit help from somewhere. You've got to either mic yourself up or make sure that you're close enough to the microphone so it sounds good. Then you actually have to communicate the information in a way that doesn't make you sound like a goofball and gets all of the information across. Then you got to take that footage back and you've got to edit it, title it, put all the metadata in, upload it to YouTube, and then make it go. Now, if you're not a professional videographer, that could take you all day or even 2 days. Depends on how fast you are.
Right.
Now, if you're fast, that changes things. I have the blessing of a background in, audio recording and video recording and being under deadlines and how to do this kind of stuff. But if I were to make a video on trimming my fruit trees, and I was, and I have to say this because I'm not an expert at trimming fruit trees. I would have to do some research to make sure I'm using the right terminology and that kind of stuff. But if I was an expert, if I could walk out in the yard, put up a tripod, do my thing, blah, blah, hey, everybody, it's Brad, and we're going to trim some fruit trees today. If it was me doing that, I would be done with that whole thing from start to finish in 2 hours. It'd be uploading to YouTube.
Yeah.
But that's just because I know how to do it, been doing it forever. Don't get discouraged. You will get fast at it. But it is something you really need to take into account. How many times are you going to want to upload your videos? And here's another thing, guys. One thing that I didn't realize about YouTube until we started doing it is it goes like this. You start out here at your channel and you got 0 subs, okay? Or you start out here and you got 0 subs. And then all of a sudden you convince your mom and dad to sign up as subscribers. And then, woohoo, about 60 days in, you might have
5 subs.
60 days in, you might be jamming at 12 subscribers. Then all of a sudden, 6 months in, you're starting to kind of feel depressed a little bit.
Because now you're 20.
You're 20. Let's go 24. If I'm lying, I'm dying, folks.
No.
And you're at like 6 months in going,
why am I doing all of this?
This is a lot of work.
Right.
And so you need to think about that, because what happens, guys, is unless you are the absolute lotto winner of YouTube, you don't get a viral video right off the bat. As a matter of fact, we have never gotten one. We've done ours the hard way, and that means just we didn't try to do clickbait. We didn't try to do any fantastic topics or topics of the day. We just videoed what we were doing. And it's a lot easier if you try to cut corners, but I think it's a bad way to do it. So you could very well be, a year in before you get 1,000 subscribers, or even 500, or even 300.
Yeah.
For our first year, it took us a long time to get up there. But then what happens, guys, if you'll stick it out, that curve starts to go steeper. It's more like that. It starts to pick up speed and goes, go the other way. And it starts to pick up speed. And then all of a sudden, instead of getting no subs in a week, you're getting 20. But the thing is this is one of the keys. This is one of the keys that I've heard every one of the big channels, everybody from PewDiePie, Casey Neistat, Roman Atwood, they all say this: just keep uploading. Just keep uploading. Eventually, you'll find your audience. Eventually, they'll find you. Don't stop. And so that's the thing. If you go ahead, okay, I didn't understand what that was. They're talking to us. Okay, but when you start out, you have to kind of make it up in your mind. Okay, maybe I should start out trying to do once a week. Spread the word. Get in these chat rooms so people can see your name. Because when people see your name, you guys know, on a Sunday night, we do the shameless channel plug shout out. And we try to read and focus in and spotlight a bunch of channels that you may never have heard of, right? And so if you're going to start out, you may say, I'll just do one a week. And then if it's not too much of a burden, maybe you can do 2 a week. And then once you get more skills, you might want to be able to do a little bit more and more. But that's just it. Make it up in your mind what you're going to do, and then don't stop. Unless, obviously, you've got, if a life issue happens in your family or something. But consider how much time it's going to take. Maybe do a practice video or so. And I'd like to add in something here that I have harped on from day one. And there's a lot of folks out there who think that you have to have $1,000 camera and a $500 mic and lighting and this and that and that and that, or else you can't make a good video. Stop it.
Right.
You don't need all that stuff. J0 has a flip phone.
Well, he uses an old camera, like
Yeah.
just a regular old video camera.
Viking Preparedness. He uses a flip phone.
Oh, yeah.
And J0, he's got an old Kodak camera, and guess what? His fans don't care.
Nope.
Just make the content. Don't be discouraged. You'll find your crowd.
This is funny. I'm watching the chat here.
Yeah.
And Big Family Homestead wanted to know what the wrench was, and so everybody's telling them that it's this moderator. And Tommy says over at Alderman Farms, he said it means that we have a screw loose. Oh wait,
It scrolled up.
And that we are moderators. Yeah.
Yep.
It's really funny.
Big Bear is absolutely 100% correct. Content is king, guys.
Yeah.
And that's the phrase they use in the industry. And the reality is nobody's going over to Viking Preparedness to look for quality. They're not going to be all freaked out that he doesn't have 4K drones flying over shots of them running and shooting things. That would be very cool, but that's not why they're there. They're there because he gives solid, well thought out, logical advice in a crazy situations, and I appreciate it. I'm a subscriber, and it does not bother me, not a hair, hoot nor hair.
Oh yeah, J-Nell doesn't do any editing either.
No, there is no editing. No. It's just done.
It's done. Yep.
See, drones would be fun and all that, but the bottom line is content is king.
Yep.
And Alderman Farms, and audio quality is more important than video quality. Yes, sir. 3 bags full. I agree. All right. Moving on to number 7 on the list, which is actually, ironically, what we were just talking about. So, how are you going to make your videos? Count the cost, guys. If you've got a camera, there's no reason to buy a camera. If you've got an iPhone, there's no reason to buy an iPhone. And if you're like, well, my audio quality could jump up, there's cheap ways you can do that.
Yeah.
Where's my little microphone? It's rolling around here somewhere. Is it over there? Oh, no, it's in my other thing.
No, it's right here.
It is?
Yeah.
Here's a $40 microphone that you can plug into your iPhone. And this is actually made by a real professional recording company called Rode, R-O-D-E. They make studio microphones. This is $40, and if you put it this close to you, it sounds like you're in a studio. Just that simple. There are solutions out there that are really cheap and really effective. But just count the cost, but don't let the technology stop you.
Right.
Yep. All right. Moving on to number 8. Here's one that bites everybody generally. Consider this before you start your YouTube channel, and reconsider it after you've had a little time. How much time do you plan to spend on YouTube efforts? That last word is very important. Efforts. Because it's not enough. It's not enough to just make the videos. You don't just make the video and then walk away. Because your involvement is absolutely key. Were you seeing a question or something?
Yeah, Hen Feather Homestead says, Brad, what category do you put them in? Does that make sense?
Are you talking microphones or?
I think they're talking about videos, like playlists.
Maybe.
I think that's maybe.
Press that question out,
yeah,
Hen Feather.
Help us out with that. I'm not quite understanding what you're asking.
Altogether extraordinary. We bought that mic.
It does help.
Yep, and if you get close, comes with a windscreen that's great.
Comes with this, and it really helps, especially with if you're outside.
Wind.
And it's really windy. This cuts out that wind sound. It's horrible. If I hear videos that have that,
it's hard to watch.
It's hard to watch
because you're missing the content.
You can't hear what they're saying.
Now, going back, people and blogs. What category does that put them in? I'm sorry, I don't understand.
I'm not understanding, Hen Feather.
Maybe private message us, because I'm not picking up on. Maybe it's just me. Sorry, I mean nothing. No offense. I'm just not. Maybe I'm not understanding. But continuing on, How much time do you plan to spend on your YouTube endeavors, efforts?
Efforts, yeah.
That is the important word right there. Because, guys, it's not enough to make your video and then you walk away and poof, you're done. Nope. You have to be involved. If there are comments that come in, you've got to respond to them. And there's gonna, you've got to get on other people's channels and don't be a dork about it. But like if you find a channel that's like yours and they have a video that's similar to yours, don't go and put your address link in their video. That is bad, bad, bad. That's so rude.
Oh.
Just write it down. Write
Okay.
it down. Write it down. I'm on a roll here.
Sorry.
So it's very rude to do that. But what you can do is you can go and make a comment. Don't be disrespectful to the other channel. But what you'll find is that people will start to see your name popping up. And then they will go to your channel and watch similar videos, right? So now to answer it.
She's Tommy is understanding. She means what category do you choose when uploading to YouTube?
Okay.
People and blogs, how to and style, etc.
The video content totally determines that.
Yeah. It's whatever your content of that video, that particular video is.
Well, each video has to have metadata too. Your tags are very, very important. They're very important, but that's not for right now tonight.
Right.
We're talking more about why should you do this at all.
Right.
But you got to keep in mind, guys, that it's going to take you time. Back in the beginning days, I would personally thank each and every subscriber that we got. But then after we got to, 2,000, it was just too many to write a personalized note to each and every one.
Well, and we were getting 100 every day.
Well, at some point.
Yeah, at some points we were getting 100, and it was too hard to do.
Yeah, but that paid off because we ended up meeting a lot of channels that were very similar. That's how I met Tommy over the Off Grid Nation. So I just sent him it was a thank you for subscribing. And he thought that was cool that I responded, and then it went back and forth like that. And so that takes time, guys. It got to the point where I was investing about an hour a day just responding to people's comments and thanking them for subscribing.
Yeah.
And that is a lot. It's probably that today, but there's so much more stuff that we do. For example, we're trying to strengthen and build this homestead network, bringing quality, channels that have different topics that are still in that umbrella, and that takes a lot of work. Finding people and getting everybody set up and helping them with their tech stuff. But it's been worth it. Don't hear me wrong, but it's something you really do have to consider if you have the time to do it, because if you don't, you'll be like, what's wrong? I've had all these videos up for 6 months and I still only have 20 subs. And it might be because you're not interacting with your people.
Right.
I know the name of my first subscriber who was not a family member. Her name's Marjorie Eds.
Yep.
And she still comes on, and this was 2.5 years ago. Well, Christmas 2 years ago.
2 years, 2 months ago. Yeah.
But Marjorie Eds, and she's very, very nice.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Being
moving
polite
on.
helps a lot.
Being polite does help a lot. And I'll tell you what, I've talked to Danny over at Deep South Homestead, and that's how he's actually picked up a lot of subscribers. Not only subscribers, but sponsors to his channel. He'll go on to videos and just comment, I do this way. Have you considered that? Like building a blah, blah, blah. And they'll start a relationship like that. And then if they like his videos, I know that he's had some really, really cool business contacts happen because of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tommy spends time every day responding to comments. I try to spend every single one. And that's the thing, guys. Right now, our channel, we're at a teetering point where I read every comment and I respond to every comment that's actually a question.
Yeah. Yeah, and Fox Family, I do all of the Facebook
Yeah, I don't touch
questions.
Facebook.
Yeah, I know. You're busy doing everything else. But I try to get to every question. Sometimes it takes me a few days, but I do get to every question.
Videos are a lot of work, understood. But how often is it you try to balance family and life in general? Well, no, we do.
Yeah, we do.
We
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, yeah, no, it is a juggling act, but we've kind of got a rhythm down. I know that in the morning I get up, and many of you might not know this, but I actually do a Bible devotion, a daily Bible devotion.
At 10:30.
It's Big Family Devotions if you're interested. But 10:30 Monday through Friday, and I just go live, and we read scripture, we pray together, and the end. And so that's 11 o'clock. I've already taken Jonathan to school. I start working on videos at that point. And my goal is to get the video completely done and uploaded before I go get my son Jonathan back from school. Then I generally am the one that's cooking dinner because mama's watching babies and she'll be driving home at that point. But generally speaking, I have that window of time that I get everything done if I'm, spot on task and I don't have other stuff to do. And then after dinner, it's family time.
Yeah, it's family time all in the evenings. So.
Yeah, this is unusual. We only do this Thursday and then we do it Sunday night.
Yeah.
So, okay. Here we go. Number 9 on the list. This one is interesting. I'm gonna read to you what they have to say because I'm not sure. Well, I agree with it. I agree with it, but I don't know if this should be a qualifier as to whether you start a channel or not.
No.
They are saying, how patient are you? How patient are you? And the point they're trying to make is it's important to understand that building a successful YouTube channel isn't going to happen overnight. You're going to have to put in a lot of work if you want to get noticed, and this takes patience. I agree with that. You can't expect to have a subscriber count overnight or even after a few weeks or even a few months. It takes time. I agree with that, but I would also say that should not be a deterrent for you starting a channel.
Right. That should not. I mean, granted, you are going to have to be patient and wait for those subscribers, and it's.
But I don't think it's something that should stop you. Now here's a funny thing. I lost my track of thought. That doesn't happen a lot. Sorry.
Was it me?
No.
Okay, good.
That it just doesn't happen overnight. Maybe if I reread this, I'll remember. You have to put in a lot of work to get noticed, and this takes patience. You can't have a subscriber count. No, it's just that that's 100% true. And also, just a word on the money. Now, we don't talk about money a lot because we don't really plug stuff a lot. We just don't. We have all the stuff everybody else does. Everybody that's a YouTube creator has the Google account, and everybody makes a certain amount of money off your videos, whether it's big or small or whatever. One thing that you should know going in, it's not a lot. Let me just tell you what, guys. There are some days where you make this video and you're like, man, this is the greatest thing ever, and you put it out there, and then over the next 6 months, it's gotten 1,000 views, and you made 20 cents.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, 20 cents. That was my masterpiece.
It took me 3
days
to do that.
You have to keep in mind that you definitely have to be patient.
Jason's saying you have to use all the social media outlets to help.
I disagree with that.
I agree with that because honestly, the only social media that we have ever used other than YouTube is Facebook.
Let me answer mine anyway.
Okay.
Because the reason why I'm saying all social media outlets, I do think you have to use a lot of social media outlets, but you have to figure out for you and for your channel, your audience, number 1, and number 2, is your time going to be worth the return of investment? Are you going to invest all this time in learning these new platforms and doing all this stuff? And yes, I know there's plenty of tools out there that do help mechanize that, where you make one content and then it spits it out to all these places. But you have to keep in mind the time factor.
Right.
Because those things are a black hole. Like Facebook, I won't touch it because the second you do, you're like, oh my gosh, I've been sitting here 40 minutes.
Right.
I won't mess with it.
Right.
So, yes, social media is very important. However, I think, and this is just my opinion, you guys can have your own opinion, but you have to pick and choose which ones are going to be the best bang for the buck. Like, what's it going to translate to?
Right. All of those other social medias, they're not
like Twitter,
really gonna make you any money.
Twitter, well, and money's not the end goal,
No.
but Twitter, I don't see homesteading community as this big Twitter using group.
No.
I could be wrong. Maybe Twitter is where they live, but I don't see it. Now, YouTube, definitely. Facebook, definitely. But I just won't touch it just because
you have too many other things to worry about.
But there's some that are like, I mean, Flickr. Why would you use Flickr? It doesn't make sense.
What's Flickr?
It's another one of the things. Now,
so I don't have time.
So you make,
Snapchat, yeah, definitely useless, Brenda.
Snapchat's useless.
It's useless.
Killing it on MySpace. Well done, Weekend Homestead. And by the way, guys, you should say thank you to the Weekend Homestead. And please, 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 if you're not a subscriber to his channel, go over there right now and open up a new page and go there and subscribe. And I'll tell you why. He has been one of the best mentors in all of this YouTube stuff for me. He called me one day and said, hey, you want to know about this stuff? I'm in computer, I'm in tech. And he's one of the guys that took me under his wing and took a couple hours on the phone and just said, this is how this works, and that's how that works, and that's how that works. And I've been sharing it with you. So a lot of what you're hearing came from him.
Yeah, yeah.
So keep that in mind. But anyway, going back to the social media things, like Flickr, no, not so much. But I think that if you were like a lot of cooking videos, Pinterest would rock.
Well, Pinterest is I do like Pinterest. I have found a lot of crocheting patterns. Claire has found a lot of sweets recipes on there. There's a lot of great stuff on there that people share. Clever ideas for gardening and goats and all that kind of stuff.
But that fits with our genre. It's that crafty, I made this thing myself kind of place where, all I'm saying about the social media thing is weigh what's going to benefit your channel. Because if you have to spend 40 minutes a day on Facebook to get one sub every 3 days, you're wasting your time.
The only reason for Facebook for our channel is if somebody doesn't like it. It's hard to send a message like on YouTube through a phone or an iPad. It's hard to do that because on the about page it doesn't have that message part, so they can send a message through Facebook. So. And
I get it. Yeah. I totally get it. How is it that we weren't subscribed to the Weekend Homestead just for me did that?
Oh,
awesome.
Good job.
Thank you guys. But the channel name again is the Weekend Homestead, and most of the information you're hearing came from him. So thank you. This is different though. But so number 10 on the list, guys. This one is interesting, and I think this is a good exercise to do. I think it's actually invaluable. I did not consider this when we started, but had I done that, I remember what I wanted to say. Down, bothering. Okay. Number 10 on their list is, how are you going to measure your success? Are you going to measure your success on views? Are you going to measure your success on likes or dislikes? Are you going to measure your success on how much money you made? Are you going to put, benchmarks? Like at 1 year, I want to have 1,000 subscribers. How are you going to decide when you've done a good job or not? Right? And I think that this you need to keep as a fluid thing, because once you start to get into the YouTube world, you're going to find out there's a lot of stuff that ain't like you thought it was going to be. And it can take the wind out of your sails. And one of the things that used to take the wind out of my sails is right here. And it doesn't bother me in the least anymore.
No, I laugh.
Actually, it's funny. When we get thumbs down, like right away, before somebody's even watched the video, you like post the video and there's like 3 thumbs down. I know who those 3 people are. Mm-hmm. They're just not happy with me.
And you know what? Who cares?
No, that's the point. No, but in the beginning, we really, really hated it when we would get a dislike or a thumb down or a negative comment. We thought, oh my gosh, how could you, thumbs down or make a negative comment about us talking about, please pray for our daughter with freaking.
Those are the ones that bother me the most. But the rest of them, I know, it's just hate-filled people. And it's like, whatever.
Well, and you got to keep in mind, too, every 12-year-old with a computer has an opinion, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I Lone Star Living, I did see Dutch's video on his thumbs down. He got a lot of thumbs down from Canada.
Why? Because he's shot the gun? Ooh.
I don't know, but he has...
How dare you?
110 likes from Canada, but then 57 dislikes.
You see, that stuff used to get under my skin.
Yeah.
Now I just laugh.
Oh no, he laughed. He was laughing about it. He thought it was really funny. But he's like, I know who the people are that hate me. I know where they live.
Well, the point is this, guys. As you start making this content, the problem is you're putting a little bit of yourself out there. You're opening yourself up emotionally to the world on some level, even if it's just like you're showing your family playing sports or whatever, or you're camping, you're sharing with the world a little bit of you. And when people go, it used to bother me. Trust me, just let it go. Mm-hmm. Just let it go. Let it go. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you what, even the videos that we have really, really kicked a beehive by accident. There's one situation that is in our channel that we opened up a can of worms. It did not mean to be, but it was. And there was a channel that was vindictive and made every effort to come after us. And it was really kind of funny because all I did was make a video saying, this is our side of the thing. This is the other side. And we had record numbers of dislikes for about a week, and then it went away.
Yep.
And the funny thing is those record numbers of dislikes were still less than 10% of the likes. So I'm not going to mention what happened to this other channel, but it was not good.
No.
And I'm not saying that to be like, ha, ha, ha. What I'm saying is, don't let this stuff get under your skin. It can eat at you and be like, what? They're making fun of my daughter. And yeah, what you do is just ban them and block them. Right. Ban them and block them. Ban them and block them. Goodbye. Yeah. Ban them and block them. Goodbye. You're no longer in my life. Goodbye.
No, it's block and delete.
Block and delete. Because you got to go to their channel to block them first.
Yeah, because
if you delete them, then they're still
gonna come back.
Yeah.
Sinclair Pages, I like your standard. Will my mom be okay with the video?
That's an excellent point.
I like that standard. Yep. That's a great standard.
Yep. Yeah. Well, and I don't understand too why people will take the time to write out some nasty comment or continually thumbs down. Why don't they just not watch the content? Right.
Exactly. Okay. D. Bennett is asking, you say we know who you are. Is there a list provided to you?
No.
No, it's you can not, deduce, but you can kind of figure out who it is.
And if you're going to certain other channels' comment sections on their stuff, you can see who's ganged up on who. Mm-hmm. It's very easy.
Yeah.
But I don't even do that anymore. I used to do that when we cared about it. Like when we cared about the thumbs down. We're like, why are they doing that to us? That's so horrible. And now it's just like, okay, see you later.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. See y'all later. That is totally how it is now. Even when we get like a really good humdinger, like some really bad comment, I'm like, Mom, come look at this one.
Yeah, I know. There's a couple that really kind of tick me off, but I'm like, after I think about it, I'm like, oh well.
Let it go. Bye, Felicia.
Claire likes that.
Yeah. Yes.
I noticed the camera is gone. Yeah, our haters are gone.
Yeah, well, you know what? And if they come back, I've got plenty of archived video evidence.
Screenshots.
We record it all now, guys.
Yep.
We record everything.
That's right.
And so, anyway.
It
How
almost
long?
looks like a bird.
How long was it before you got your P.O. box for the Big Family Homestead kind of tech talk? Yes, it is. Get your P.O. box now.
Yeah, if you start a channel, get your P.O. box.
And do other things like go through your social media, all of them, and make sure that your last name is not listed anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to keep the real baddies out, but it keeps most everybody out. There are, go through, because you may have a website. Let's say you have a website, and you may not even think anything about your website, but guess what? If you have a website that you've registered and you did not put the privacy setting on it when you registered it, your full name is in there, and anybody can go in and look it up.
Yep.
And so if you got a hater out there,
they'll find you.
They can get your name and address just like that.
Yep. Within
seconds, and it's
out there.
It's called Whois.
Right, it's whois.com. You can find out.
Well, and the registration companies. But we don't really care because we don't make any money.
Right.
Yeah, and so if you have a website, if you have a domain, spend the $5 and make it private, or else anybody can go on to register.com and go, all right, who's this person's name and where do they live?
Right.
It's that simple, guys.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Penny for your thumb.
Yeah.
Rockin' and rollin'. If you don't know that video, you should. It's Yoda. Star Wars. Stop it, seagulls.
Bad lip reading.
Stop, seagulls. Stop it. Seagulls,
it's
stop it now.
Really funny.
Yeah, I almost had a bodily fluid problem the first time I saw it.
And the kids, they're hysterical. They'll sit here, they sing it all the time out wherever they're at.
But it's seagulls, stop it now. Yoda is singing. Bad lip reading. It's awesome. Really funny. So yes, Network Solutions, yeah. Yeah,
Tommy says I should change ours to Leibowitz Farms. Sorry, Tommy, you've already got your name out there.
Yeah, you're out there, dude.
Stuck.
It's in the logo, bro.
Yeah.
So
that's too funny.
Anyway, guys, we're going to continue on next week with some more tech talk. Does anybody have any subjects that you'd like to...
Lewis wants to know, how do you change your channel name from your real name? Do you just make another account?
Yes, you make another account.
You make another account with a different Gmail address.
Yep, and you can get as many of those as you want.
Why does it matter if they know your name?
Because they can find you,
There's
Karina.
creepy people out there, Karina, and they will find you.
We just had a run-in with a group of trolls that were organized, okay? And these guys literally would go around and they would try to get in people's real worlds, not just their cyber worlds, and wreck their lives if they didn't like what you were doing.
Right.
Fortunately for me, I have a friend who's an FBI agent who's really, really high in cyber crimes. Yeah. So he told me exactly what to do, and we did it, and they went away. So it was, we record everything, and if you can prove that there's a pattern, you take it to them. They make phone calls, and people get in trouble.
Yep.
But
it's called stalkers. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it is called stalkers. And, they were threatening to put out my financial records, and I was just like, really? All you're gonna do is strengthen the pity from our group.
It's really gonna show that
we're not lying.
Yeah.
Creative Cloud and Adobe PR is freezing up like crazy.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, oh man, that stinks. Not for me, bro.
Yeah.
Can you do a how-to on blogs? I stopped vlogging and I'm going to be blogging and I'm clueless. I have just gotten into a new WordPress theme builder. That's awesome. And it's so easy. You literally drag and drop components and then you put the content in there, and it's just that easy.
Yeah.
It's called Divi, D-I-V-I, on Elegant Themes. I don't make a penny on that. There are people that do, not me.
Right.
I use it. But so anyway, guys.
If I can load it onto our computer, on my.
Oh yeah, we
computer.
can. We can. Now that I know we can. We paid the price.
Yeah. How about how to on lightsabers?
Yeah, I'm not letting that go. SEO tags, yes.
What are SEO tags?
Search engine optimization.
Oh yeah.
That is that is something I'll write down.
Write it down.
SEO.
You
tags.
still need a YouTube video creator how-to.
We've done several.
Oh no, the software that YouTube has, the YouTube video creator. He doesn't use that.
No, but I can figure it out.
Is strong with this one. Yes, Lorelei, it's Divi, D-I-V-I.
Correct.
Yep.
And that's the name of the builder. What it is, the way it works, guys, is that you have WordPress is like, think of it like a building without walls. It's just the superstructure. And then you have programs out there that go, okay, I'm going to make it easy for you to put the walls and all the stuff on this building, and you can drag and drop, drag and drop, drag and drop, and now poof, your building's done. And so that's the most basic way I can think about putting that. But there are several videos on YouTube on how to use all that kind of stuff. I mean, guys, anything it is that you want to know, I've typed in full-length sentences on how do I get rid of the SEO blah, blah, blah header on this 2.50 Windows 7. And there's a video. Somebody made a video.
Of course they did.
They made a video.
Right. Too funny. Don't go to the bottom of the list.
Okay.
I don't know, but Alderman Farms is funny. He said Big Bear now wants Yoda yoga pants.
Ooh. Ooh.
I can't get that site out of my head now. Thanks.
Free use music. Where do you get it other than YouTube? We've gone over that, but I can go over it again.
Box Family uses WordPress. It's a very user-friendly website builder.
It is.
Yes, it is. Divi is a lot easier.
Divi is easier, and it gives you a lot of bells and whistles that you don't have to know how to code CSS or anything like that.
Green screen.
Green screen. We've done one. We could do another one.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Homework to do.
Well, we're going to call it a night for tonight, guys. So, yeah.
I think we need to do another video on inexpensive camera things, lighting.
Yeah.
You know, there was somebody
stuff
that
that you
actually,
can get into cheap.
Right. There was somebody actually that sent me a message on Facebook asking about it.
Okay.
So.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yep.
Lightsabers too on yes. Yes.
Green screen.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming out tonight. We're longer than usual, but there is nobody after us right now.
Nope.
So, hey, let's use this as a shameless plug. If you are a homestead channel that has at least a few thousand subs, you've been out there doing it for a while, and you got some content, and you think you might be a good fit for the Homestead Network, shoot me an email.
Yep.
info.bigfamilyhomestead@gmail.com.
Gmail.
Gmail. Peace
That's
out.
funny.
Have a great night, guys.
Everybody.
Bye-bye.